Merlin here. Okay, what I'm milling out now is the cross beams that's going to hold the lift engine on the front of the hovercraft. The beams will go across these two mounts like that, but they'll be upside down with that pointing downward when I get done milling it. But this was a high beam, just like this one here. This is what these beams are. And I've always heard people talk junk about these 3-in-1 milling machines. Now I've got it set up for transporting right now. That's why the stand is still bolted to it and it's sitting on the floor. But it's actually just sitting on some dolly things, but I still want to use it before we move because we're getting ready to move. But for all the people who talk about these machines and say they're junk and all like that, well, here's using the power cross feed. And I don't know. Looks like it does a pretty good job for me. See, the power cross feed's working. That's what's driving it. Now, what you have to remember about one of these, and it'll cut the steel just as well as it cuts the aluminum at this speed, but what I'm doing is cutting just small increments at a time here. You'll notice it's like halfway between the two notches. If I cut whatever the depth is between the half a notch each time, it'll cut beautifully. It doesn't take that long to cut it. As you can see, it's traveling pretty good speed right there. It's time consuming, but it works. I mean, I can machine the parts I need. I'm not taking them to a machine shop. Yeah, now I've been working on these beams now this is my second day working on it, but I only worked on it for a couple hours yesterday, and now I just started today milling this slot out. But yeah, it's slow, but as you can see, it's doing the job. And see, now I've turned the power feed off and finishing the last little bit there by hand feed, and then I'll back it up again. And blow that off. And this will show you how much I'm turning the feed knob here. Just about to that point there. So you can see I just barely turned it. And now I'll pull my power feed knob again. So yeah, it's slow, but for what it is, it's a pretty good machine, and I wouldn't get rid of mine for nothing. So any of those people on the machine forums or benchtop machine lathe forums are talking about these 3-in-1 machines. You get them set up right. I'm using a big rotary table and a big machine vise to help steady things, but it's usable. I've made many parts for hovercrafts, helicopters, airboats, and other different things, Harleys and stuff with this machine. So yeah, it gets the job done.